Good morning, everybody. Today is Veterans Day, and I just so happen to be a veteran. Most of you all know that I share Bible verses at the end of the videos. I am the chaplain for Rolling Thunder, Ohio, Chapter 2 as well. But I do not have any tractor videos for you today. Don't turn the video off. I have something special that I want to show y'all today. But the tractor is being used on a job site a couple miles from here, digging up a foundation to a house so it can be waterproofed. I'm not the operator on that, on the backhoe. I found somebody that has a lot more talent than I do, and he's doing a fantastic job utilizing my tractor and digging up that foundation. I'm also doing all the electrical and plumbing in that house, and I am not recording over there, not because I'm not allowed, simply because when I'm on a job site, I like to focus on doing the job and not do other things. When a customer hires me to do something, they get my full attention, and this house definitely needs my full attention. But anyhow, don't turn this video off. I want to share something with you that is really amazing. There is a Bible story that everybody is familiar with, but doesn't realize when it happened. And I want to share that with you today. It'll only take a couple minutes, but I don't know if y'all realize in the Bible there are actually two separate calendars that are used in Scripture. The first calendar is used from the time of Adam and Eve all the way up until the time of the Exodus, and the marking of the first month begins in Tishri. And indeed, we just had a civil Jewish holiday that was called Rosh Hashanah, meaning the head of the year. And it also, on the religious calendar, is the Feast of Trumpets. But back in the time before Moses, the first of the year was known as Tishri number 1. Tishri 1 was the first day of the first month of the year. Once we got to Moses in Exodus chapter 12, we read this. God went ahead and changed the calendar because God has the authority to change the calendar. And this is what he said to Moses. And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron and in the land of Egypt, saying, This shall be unto you the beginning of months, it shall be the first month of the year to you. Now, why would God find it necessary to tell them that? Because Tishri number 1 was the first month of the year to them. God changed the first month of the year to the month that we now call the month of Nisan. The month of Nisan in the Bible was known as the month of the Abib, but I am getting a little aside. But before God changed the calendar, the first month of the year was the month of Tishri. All right? Which, after God did change the calendar here in Exodus chapter 1, the month of Tishri became the 7th month of the year. But in the time before Moses, it was the first month of the year. So if I get that kind of thing out of the way, now I'm going to read something to you from the book of Genesis. And it says this, and I'm going to start in verse 11 of chapter 7. Verse 11 of chapter 7. And it says this, In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, on the 17th day of the month, On that day, all the foundations of the great deep burst forth, and the windows of heaven were open, and the rain fell upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. On the very same day, Noah and his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them, entered into the ark on that very same day. They and every beast according to its kind, and all the livestock according to their kind, and every creeping thing that creeps on the face of the earth according to its kind, and every bird according to its kind, every winged creature. They went into the ark with Noah, 2 and 2 of all flesh, in which there was the breath of life, and those that entered, male and female of all flesh, went in as God commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. The Lord shut the door to the ark. Now, you're going, okay, that's great. What does that have to do with today? Well, remember, I spent a few minutes of time explaining the 2 calendars that are in the Bible, that which is before the time of Moses and that which is after the time of Moses. And the first month of the year before Moses was called Tishri number 1. Well, the second month of the year is called Heshvan. The second month of the year is called Heshvan. And if we read in Genesis, it said this: in the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, on the 17th day of the month. Well, guess what day that is on our modern calendar today? That's right. It's Heshvan 17 today. So let me put this in very clear terms. Heshvan 17 is when God shut Noah into the ark, preserving him and his family and all the critters on the ark and everybody that was left outside of the ark. What does the Bible say happened? It says, on that day all the fountains of the great deep burst forth, and the windows of heaven were open, and the rain fell upon the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. Ladies and gentlemen, on this day, all wickedness was wiped off the face of the earth, and God executed judgment on the wickedness that he found upon the earth. The Bible tells us that the wickedness of man was so great and so grievous that it grieved the heart of God that he had ever even created mankind. And because of that, and there's some other things going on behind the scene I'm not going to get into right now, but because of that, God destroyed that which he created, because only God has the authority to destroy that which he created. And he executed judgment on the wicked, and the wicked were wiped off the face of the earth. Noah and his family were the only ones that remained, and God preserved them. That happened for this year's calendar. Here it comes. That happened today, on Veterans Day. On Veterans Day, today, God executed judgment and wiped wickedness off the face of the earth. You know, we honor veterans. We have Memorial Day and we have Veterans Day. And generally speaking for the United States veterans, generally speaking, we utilize our power as a military force to preserve life throughout the world. It's not always the case, I know, for those that are going to be nitpicking, but generally speaking, our military is used as an instrument of righteousness across the face of the earth. I know that's been called into question from time to time, but setting that aside, it is interesting. I found it interesting. You can make whatever link in your head you want to make, but I found it interesting that uniquely so today, that God wiped wickedness off the face of the earth in the time of Noah. And I just wanted to share that with y'all. So, I don't think I'm going to be making another video for a little while yet longer. I've got that project over there. And because of that, I haven't been able to work on the project back here and get the Shelter Logic built. So the next time I'll probably be making a video is when the snow starts to fly and I get to use the push blade and I get to use the snow plow, or not the push blade and the snow blower. That's the word I'm looking for, the snow blower. And so until then, I hope you watch the whole video because it is pretty cool today. Until then, we'll see ya.